Playdev is a meta blockchain platform regarding its consensus algorithm and what kind of coin you are using and what kind of development environments like. So with this kind of our project, we are the kind of helper, an adapter, which is connected to the real user and the gamer and the game developer to use the mainnet blockchain environment and technology. So there is a hard for you guys and do not have a knowledge about the technology, blockchain technology. It's hard to get into this kind of environment to using the in-game money to using to cryptocurrency. So we are trying to help you out to make this kind of happen. So at first time we started this kind of business, we didn't expect to making blockchain game portal. Just so we are developing our game, the blockchain-based game, but want to distribute to all kind of platform as much as we can. And then we need to make some kind of integrated module or the SDK to distribute to everybody. So after making this kind of module or an SDK, we are preparing this kind of, we just thought, why don't we distribute this SDK which is made to everybody in the other partner, the other developer, to join to our portal or join to our, not ours, but like blockchain environment and blockchain technology. So we are looking for the game partner who is join us to make this kind of happen in the reality as the gamer to use this kind of blockchain technology in their real life in someday. So I'd like better talk about more like simply and more understandable, just so you can easily think that is as a user perspective or user basis, it's every people who is playing the game is they got the coin or the crypto item, cryptocurrency in those kind of environments, right? And then after they got the money, it's sometimes when the other operator or the developer decide to terminate it, it's useless. But in this kind of industry, they have a real value and transfer to another game or another person. We can exchange it to another cryptocurrency, even the fiat money, like a dollar and ringgit as well. It's going to be huge change the changing and huge challenge for the gamer and the game developer, I believe. So it's something like after you're playing the game, the Diablo 3, you can play the WoW with the Diablo money, even though it's exchanging the DEX in the exchange market anyway. So this kind of thing will happen very soon, not that very soon, but it's next 5 years, definitely. So as I told you guys, it's going to be huge change. So we need to be prepared. And I hope you guys, if you have some time to our energy, pretty sure that come to using this kind of we want to be the helper and the adapter to enter this kind of early stage technology. Anyway, the Playdev Mini is minimalize of the total our Playdev service. This is operating in the browsing extension basis, and the right over there is the feature is the infrastructure, the multi-layer infrastructure is operating right now at this time, prototype. And also, this is a kind of on the HTML5 web browser basis is operating right now. Playday Mini consists of three parts. The first one is a game launcher. It's similar to the Steam. It's organizing the game title and start this game as immediately and simultaneously with like another extensions, Google extensions. There is another feature is the nodes which is sharing the network bandwidth, and the seed is sharing the storage. The last one is like a MetaChain wallet. It's integrated to the Ethereum and EOS at this time, but technically we can integrate the whole kind of the coin, regardless coin. So if you guys want to some kind of coin to integrate it, if there needs, we can do it as soon as possible. Here is like the explanation about incentive and rewards. As a developer, definitely the platform fee is under the compared to it's much cheaper than much lower than compared to the centralized service as a Google or Apple. It's under the 30%. We'll basically start from the zero at first time. Not going to be like the hyper in the 10%. Because as I told you guys, we can save the sort kind of costs by using this kind of amazing technology system. Another one is that you can also get the additional resource with sharing your data or the resource or even participating in the translator. It's about the Playday IDE. It's a story about Playday IDE I will talk about later. But in perspective to the user and gamer, they will get the compensation as we call the mileage. Actually, it's based on the compensation for like the playing time. This kind of mileage can be used in like the third-party e-commerce the e-commerce product. The other one is like most of our game feature is like we're focusing on is based on the P2P basis and tournament basis. So when you are playing the game, you have to need the entrance fee and then get someone who is a winner and take the pot. So it's gonna be this kind of competition would be more attractive to keep the people is playing this game. Like you have $1 and have $1 to put it in the same time as someone who is the winner, we take that all. So as I told you guys, like it's kind of the feature of the blockchain, the technology is like transfer the item of value. So its kind of feature is quite fitable and more attractive to the people who is first time to enjoying this kind of game as a hyper casual game, because there are so many like the technical issue as opposed to TPS or the other kind of things. So I think it's the best solution for until now on, what I believe. Here's about the economic system of the Playday. I know it's so complicated, but let me explain more as simply as I know. The Playday user and webminer is simply like separate, but actually they are not. They are the one. When they are playing a game, they are at the same time they are sharing their data or the storage as well. Technically, they don't even play the game. Just open the Playday Mini extension, and the Playday Mini is on the exact same effect on like the opening the browser. They are sharing their network or the storage, and they get the compensation from like the user, the voucher, digital voucher as a compensation. This kind of sharing. And then, after they are getting the certain amount of digital voucher, they can exchange into the decentralized exchange market to another asset, to another cryptocurrency, which has real value. Yeah, this is explanation about this feature about the MetaChain IDE. IDE means integrated development environments. So with this kind of feature, you can participate in this system as like translator who translate each game in game title and get reward or get the revenue share after their launches. After the translated this kind of title, so how the resource is coming into this kind of game or something like that. So it's automatically is calculated to this kind of things. So last one, I will talk about Playdev SDK. For now, we are just offering the HTML5 basis the web game, but next 6 months, this kind of SDK will be prepared. With this kind of SDK, you can just simply use this one instead of Google SDK, and then so it's make you more significantly easier to use our portal. We in Playdev SDK will help you the payment integrated library. So it is help to supporting the item purchase supported by title. And secondly, it will also providing the PvP linked library, which is a PvP functional supporter, which is such as video chat and matchmaking or some other kind of features, extra. And last one is authentications and the research. So they will provide you the DCN contents uploaded supporter, so easy to make the upload your the data and organize, and also providing DCD authentication related functions, so to increase the security. Here's our roadmap. As I told you guys before, we are planning to next month we will release our portal. We are starting with our development game at the first time. We are preparing the more than 10 game. I will show you later. And then the next 6 months we are preparing the SDK for the installation app, and we want to be the item market. It's going to be our vision for the next 6 months. And then the third quarter of the next year, 2019. So we will providing integrated DEX system. So all the user or someone who is participant in environments can use changing their cryptocurrency and our voucher to the another asset, digital assets in our portal. Yeah, I'd like to show you the how exactly showing up through our video clip. Can you start? Oh, sound. Yeah, this is we play the mini as connected to the MetaMask you connected each other, and also we are providing PayPal and MOL and other kind of the payment system as well as a fiat money. But I will talk about later. But it's so the money and DAO is from the kind of game is to change it in the DEX to the real money. And also we are providing the P2P basis game as later we can chat on the right side. And we also can see how our competitor is playing the game exactly at the same time, the real-time basis, like that. And we can also the live chat. Some specific games we need kind of a live chat to more interesting. So we can chat and we can talk. Yeah, playing this kind of game. Actually, there is a little bit so many regulation about especially for the vice versa, the fiat money to the cryptocurrency. So the feature I sent, so you saw you the like about like the what is that, the MOL and PayPal or some kind of really using the fiat money. It's not about the in-game. No, like our blockchain. It has nothing to do with the blockchain technology as well, actually, because like there is not many people in here and right now has a cryptocurrency at this time. Like just I think that 1 out of 200 is like I asked the last conference. It has the Bitcoin, has like the Ethereum. So even though we are the distributed kind of game, even someone who doesn't have like the wallet, doesn't have a cryptocurrency, cannot play the game. So what we have thought is like we need to make some kind of like ecosystem to make them people to, even though they don't have a cryptocurrency or even the wallet, they have to play the game. So that's kind of like the thing. So someone who is paying the kind of thing, the kind of money is not about the entrance fee or the other is effect on the game itself. It's a help to people as increase the possibility to get the coin. After that, using these kind of things, even though without payments, they are just playing the game and stack up the money, and then now they want to keep the money to the real money basis, or they want to change it to another cryptocurrency, and then it's kind of like playing the game as a guest account, and then if they want to their money back to their bank or to use another account, they have to make the account and make a wallet, something like this. So, yeah. So this is our developing game title. So one is a Crypto Dojo, it's a PvP basis, and the other one is a PvP basis, and with a Ethereum basis, and the tournament. It's like this. So we all have 10 games is prepared at this time, and hopefully 5 more at the end of this year. So this is our milestone for in our game, and I hope you guys to enjoy to our system to more joinable and put your partner's game put it in our milestone, and to more spread out. As I told you guys that many people is using the blockchain basis game in the reality. Yes, thank you. That's all my presentation.
Right, now I'm opening the floor for questions. Just raise up your hand and I'll run to you for the mic. Unless you have a yet again, a loud voice.
I know it's a little bit complicated and too deep explanation, and I'm not that good enough to speak in English. So if you have a chance to face-to-face and sitting down and more deeply, I can more explain more easily than this one. So anyway.
There you go, an intimate session. And it's for free, I believe, when they see you.
Yeah.
It's not a charge.
Oh, sorry. This is my contact number and the collector. So, yeah. Sorry, you don't need to take her. But then thank you.
All right, thank you, Mark, for the sharing session. I have a few announcements. First